Hi guys, how you doing? I wasn't planning on making a video today because one, I haven't shaved and two, I haven't slept well, so don't look very presentable. But here we are. I'm sending out an email with all the relevant information for the 2026 training blocks, essentially with prices, dates, and stuff. So I thought it might be better to also just send out this. I'll be accompanying video with it, just to sort of help clarify for anyone that might be slightly confused by any of it, how it works, especially any maybe newbies that are there. So when you get the document, you'll see on it that essentially it's just got a list of like blocks 1, 2 and 3. That is how we run the yearly sort of programs, as you know. Essentially, for all intents and purposes, it's 3 blocks. Block 1 is 12 weeks, block 2 is 10 weeks, and block 3 is 16 weeks, okay, which is the one you're on just now. Now I know as there's quite a few new guys, you have just signed up for the first 8 weeks of this current block. So you might be thinking, well, I thought it was just an 8-week block, but as you know, there's another 8 weeks after the October break, and I can already see that some of you have already signed up to it. So, but for all intents and purposes, we just call it one big 16-week block with a wee week off in the middle. Now, historically, like for as long as I've done this, it was just a case of that was it. You just signed up to the block, you paid your money, you trained, and that was it. But as the years went on, if we rewind to 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021, I think it was, it became apparent that as you know, lots of you guys were just training, like you were just coming back, and it was just a mainstay. So a few people had asked, would there be an option to just pay or essentially pay the block in smaller or monthly installments. Now, the reason that became a bit confusing, when we first introduced it, was some people thought, is it am I paying for a monthly membership or am I not? So ultimately, you're not paying a monthly membership. You're paying in installments. The same way if you took out a car loan, there's a value attached to it, and then you pay it off. So it's the same as this. So it's not like joining a gym and you just pay a monthly fee, and then when you want to cancel, you leave. It's you're just paying the block over a longer period of time, and it's smaller increments. So that's essentially how it works, and I think that's what confused some people, maybe because people, I remember last year saying, "Oh, why is the gym? Why is there no classes on during the summer? If I'm paying if I'm paying for that month, but you're not paying for that month, you're paying for the block." And you've got the dates in front of you of when the block is. So block 1, block 2, block 3. So that is what the payments are for. So hopefully that makes sense to most folk now, because we've done it now for a wee while. So you've got your payments and you've got the options there of how you want to, if you want to sign up, how you want to do it. Obviously, the biggest change from this year, as I mentioned, is that the gold membership is now the big. You get 4 gym sessions for that. So in terms of value for money, of course, that's what tends to happen with anything. The more you do, the more you get, kind of thing. So the 4 gym sessions a week is the gold one, and obviously the running in there as well. And the hope is, like I said, I'm hoping to add at least one additional session option somewhere, and that's what the wee poll's for. So if you're planning on training in 2026, I would invite you to please fill it out. There's a good number of you already have, but the poll for the additional sessions doesn't just apply to people that are doing the gold, it's for everyone. So one of the other big changes, as you've noticed, that we made during the summer, was that no matter what membership you're on, whether it's the gym only or core membership or gold, no matter what membership you're on, you can do any 2. So if you're doing the gym only and you're signed up to 2 gym sessions a week, you can do any 2 gym sessions a week. So it doesn't have to be session A and session B. It can be any 2. So we've introduced, that was one of the biggest changes in the last 6 months. We've introduced that flexibility for everyone, so that you're trying to get the most out of your week and get to your 2 sessions, because obviously I know that you're not always going to be able to get to the sessions you want to get to. So that's the idea. So obviously the more sessions that are on offer, the easier it's going to be for you to get to the sessions that essentially you've paid for. So that's the idea behind it. Okay, so if you fill it out, so far the front runners look to be potentially a Monday evening and potentially a Saturday morning. So that looks like the 2 front runners at the moment. Although in fairness, there probably wasn't that many more options beyond those 2, was there? That's the 2 main obvious ones, right? But they seem to be reasonably popular so far. So the The other big change, well, not big change, but other change that's looking likely based on feedback is that the Tuesday and the Friday 10 a.m. sessions are probably going to change to 9:30 a.m. Because so far there's been a universal like sort of communication that, yeah, that would be great. So I suppose it just frees up a bit more in the morning. Okay, so any questions about any of it, just ask. You'll notice that essentially you'll notice that the gold yearly, like I said, it's £5 per month more expensive than it was last year. Okay, but for that extra £5 a month, you're getting a huge number of extra gym sessions, 38 extra gym sessions over the course of the year, one extra a week. And on top of that, that's also going to include, so I mentioned in the email last week that it would include 4 weeks worth of the summer break sessions. So I'm going to alter that slightly. Again, I'm just listening to feedback. I realise that maybe restricts some folk if they're going on holiday. So instead of that, I'm hoping Jack can manufacture this somehow, you're going to get 8 tokens. And those 8 tokens can be used during the summer break or the Easter break, because I'll put on a few sessions on the Easter break too. So you might decide, well, that's great if I'm getting these 8 sessions, 4 weeks worth over the summer, but I want to go on holiday for right in the middle of that, so I'm not going to be able to utilise them. So now what I'm going to do, hopefully Jack can create some sort of package that you can actually you can utilise them whenever you want. You can utilise them in the summer or the Easter, so you might use 3 of them in the Easter, 5 of them in the summer. It's basically up to you. Again, it's just a bit more flexibility. Now, just to be clear on that as well, although that's only available obviously to those doing the yearly gold, that extra 4 weeks isn't a gold membership, right? So that's separate, right? So you've got your fee for the gold membership, but that extra £5, like I said, it's just to mean you're not having to pay for the summer sessions, but they're not gold membership. It's not a gold membership for the month, so it's like you'll just get 8 sessions from it. Okay, so just wanted to make that clear in case you think there's going to be a full schedule. There's not. It's just going to be a reduced schedule, same as it was last summer. And within that you can pick and choose, but it won't be a Monday to Friday 6 a.m. thing. It'll be, I think I put the dates in actually, but it'll, like for example, there'll be a Tuesday 6 a.m, maybe a Friday 6 a.m, and then there'll be a couple of evening ones. But it won't be a full schedule, but you can choose from the reduced schedule over the Easter or the summer break to use those 8 tokens whenever you want. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. I think I've covered most of what I wanted to cover, or most of the questions that I've been getting on emails. Anything else, I'll, in fact, I'm going to pause it for a brief second, think of something, see if I missed it, and then restart the video if I have. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. So another thing that I'll add in later is, like last year, just before Christmas, I put on some charity sessions. We'll do that again. I've not decided the date yet, I need to look at the calendar, but in the lead up to Christmas, once this block's over with, I will put on some additional charity-based sessions. It's just a nice thing to do. It's quite a buzz as well in the lead up to Christmas. But again, like last year, you won't be eligible to attend those unless you're signed up to 2026. Okay, so as soon as you get signed up, you'll be able to book into them. And again, that'll probably be a wee bit of a headache for Jack, but he's great at organising all this stuff, so that'll be his job to fix that. So yeah, I think that's everything. Okay, anything else, you can ask and I'll try and cover it.